certainly the advice I would give to anyone, if one possibly can, is to do your thinking ahead. But I was very lucky because I had a gradual wind down. It wasn't a cliff. And during that time, basically, I was able to develop some ideas with some friends about helping startups. And indeed, startups is something I've been involved in throughout my career, but I've been very lucky. I worked for large corporates as well as smaller businesses, both in the UK and elsewhere. Anyway, I love the idea of people starting their own businesses because these usually involve, how do I put it, new things, new thinking, the word new comes to mind time and time again, and meeting new people. And it keeps, and I think if you stop learning, you actually mentally, how do I put it, you shrink. Anyway, so that sounds a little bit highfalutin, and I enjoyed it. So basically with 4 other friends, we started a little consultancy called Tancred Strix, which is, the words mean wise owl in both Latin and Old Dutch. And it was basically put together with the idea of helping entrepreneurs start their own business with a large pro bono element. And over the last 3 to 4 years, we've helped, I should think, about 50 or 60 folk starting their own businesses. They tend to have some commonality in the sense that there's usually a clever idea, usually with some IP around it, not always. And the way we are multidisciplinary, so we have both, within our own 5, we have an accountant, we have an IP lawyer, we have an HR stroke motivation person, we have a digital marketing person, and yours truly, who is basically a corporate transactional lawyer. And outside, we have an outer circle of people of probably around 100 plus, who are of very many disciplines, who are specialists in various areas, so that effectively one can give startups and entrepreneurs all-round support. Now, what does that mean in practice? It means that we tend to do we concentrate on the strategic side. We are not lawyers, we are not accountants, but within our associated circle, we come to people and ask them would they like to help. If they do wish to help, they have a separate relationship. We're totally transparent. There are no brokerages, no commissions, nothing. We're lucky enough to have because many of us have been in our various sectors for a long time. We've got a lot of friends out there, and with the result that we can actually put together what's best for a client, and they have their own separate relationships. Going from that, we find that there are, over the years, we found that the ones that succeed as opposed to the ones that fail or don't go anywhere. And there are a whole host of reasons why these things don't go, as everybody knows in the venture capital, private equity world. One of the things we found is the most common reason for success, I'm repeating myself, but 1 is a good idea, 2 is a good team, and 3 is some sort of vision which is practical. It's not just an idea in the middle of nowhere, but it's effectively a knowledge of the marketplace, knowledge of the customer base. The team concept is absolutely critical because it is very difficult to find funding. And incidentally, we're not funders, but we know people who are. If you don't have people around you as part of the team, investors generally do not like one-man bands. And the other thing with the corollary of that, of course, is the number of times we've come across, I'm afraid, businesses which don't go ahead or fail because effectively there's a founder dispute. But turning back to the associates and the methodology we use, basically we have a fundamentally pro bono basis. So we work for people, provided it's not too much time to begin with, for free. If they want us for longer or more significant amounts of time, we charge a very modest retainer, by which I mean a few £100s. And occasionally we will take an equity participation to align ourselves. But the fundamental driver is to help. And one of the things that I've been doing in parallel that, which has some similarities, is working for the Prince's Trust, which is a wonderful organization, helping young people start their own businesses. And that is entirely pro bono. But one learns from the other. And I think one of the key drivers that for me selfishly is actually it's the sheer enjoyment of working with people who are creating something. And I think there's an awful lot of, especially in the last few days, bad news on the macro and microeconomics in this country. The thing that cheers me up day in, day out is the vast pool of talent we have here. And the sheer enthusiasm. Yes, there are difficulties. Funding is not always easy. Yes, it's very difficult to start a business if you've never actually started a business or been involved in businesses. And we've come across those as well. But anyway, I hope I leave you all with a sense of excitement, because I certainly leave myself with that.